Testing. Hopefully we get to hear brass bands. Brass Bonanza. Here we go. Oh, alright, we're good. Whalers! And the motors! Yeah. Whalers! And the motors! And we can see Shohei. Ooh, it's good. Welcome to a preseason field in Florida. The Whalers and the Motors. Get ready for some preseason baseball. Gonna be a fun matchup today. The Boston Whalers and the Detroit Motors. Take the mound for the Boston Whalers is gonna be Matthew Boyd. 7.71 ERA and a 16.3% strikeout rate in 4 starts, but he is 0-2. 3.5% walk rate as well, and 14 strikeouts, 1.61 whip. So we'll take the mound for the Boston Whalers, taking the plate to start out the ball game. To lead it off is the shortstop for the Motors, Xavier Edwards. And we're underway. And the first pitch will be a curveball for ball 1. Edwards 1-2 in his last game, 1 for 2. Those are some snazzy uniforms for the Motors. The 1-0. Swing the line foul down the left field line. I know this isn't actually in Boston. Okay, the Boston Whalers. One unique thing about them, the Whalers in the National Baseball League, they play in Cambridge. Yes, Cambridge. Like where they have all the colleges. They got the big one's Harvard, and they also have MIT. The 2 big ones they have there. I've actually not only have I been there, but which I'll get to later. But they're gonna in the first. I'm gonna put them in Cambridge because it's different. So the count full to Xavier Edwards. The pitch. Pop up into right field. Runner on it. Drops down for a base hit. So lead off single for Xavier Edwards and the Detroit Motors. Here's Ramon Benitez. He is a custom player. 323 batting average this preseason. So it's a 4-seam fastball for strike 1. I love the idea that there's gonna be a team in Cambridge. I just love that. It's gonna be so cool. And adds a uniqueness, a bit of history to it. It's gonna be really a cool idea, in my opinion. Kind of why I did it. 1-1. Pretty well hit. Out towards left center field. This one going back. Hey, goodbye. Home run. A 2-run blast for Ramon Benitez. 5th home run in the preseason. And the Motors take a 2-0 lead to start the ball game. Absolute. Yeah. This thing was just. The pitch there. Oh, was that a fastball? The pitch there, I'm not happy. If I were the Whalers pitching coach, I would not be very happy with that one. Because that was a very easy pitch. So, there he is, Shohei Ohtani. For the Motors. It's a bit weird, but it's here. A tap a four-seamer foul, and so and two. Two-time Hank Aaron Award winner, the best player in the MLB. He's the one everyone talks about. He is Shohei Ohtani. Everybody. He's one of the most loved, probably the most loved baseball player in Major League Baseball. Has like a $650 million contract with the LA Dodgers, like $60 million a season, which is just crazy to me. That is some players are that is their entire contract, and he's making the same amount, if not more, in a single season. It's crazy to me. And there'll be a line. There'll be a Crowner gets past him, a base hit for Ohtani, and he's aboard for the Motors. So 1 on, nobody out. Yeah, there's nobody out here. Here's Wilson Contreras. So Ohtani on first. Fouling off into the crowd down the right field line. 220 batting average this preseason. Three-time All-Star in 2018, 2019, and 2022. Some preseason baseball here. I'm really interested where the Motors, since they have Ohtani and Wilson Contreras, those are two pretty big stars in the MLB. Wilson Contreras, obviously, a lot less of a star. Still a big name if you're a casual fan of baseball, or if you're a Brewers fan. So he strikes out swinging. First strikeout for Matthew Boyd. And here's Salvador Perez. Goes on. Try to get out of Ohtani. He's called safe. First player in Major League Baseball to have 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases in it. 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases in a single season. Another crazy thing he has done. And this one, I think those jerseys are unique. There was a lot of green in this league. It just kind of happened that way. There was a lot of green. Kind of like how there's a lot of red and blue in the MLB. In really all sports. But it's really noticeable in Major League Baseball. Phillies, Cardinals, Guardians. Who else? The Angels. They all have very similar color schemes. I'm probably not even calling all the teams. So a wild pitch there. Ohtani stays on first, surprisingly. I'm surprised he hasn't attempted to steal a base yet. Swing and a base. Perez strikes out swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts for Matthew Boyd. And there's two down here in the first. The odd angle of that. I would have taken that. That looks like a pitch you would have taken. But it did kind of like curve in, so maybe he thought it was going to go straight, but it didn't. So here's Chase Randall. So 2 out, but Ohtani is on for the Motors. Yeah. We'll see how this goes. I believe he is a custom player. He'll pop one up. Foul. For strike one. He struck out twice his last game, and he's coming off not a great preseason game. Let's see here. He goes against the Boston Whalers. Boston Whalers faced off against the New York Knights yesterday. Preseason. I just remembered that from the schedule. I haven't really been paying too much attention. Swing and a miss. He strikes out swinging. So we head to the bottom of the first. Ramon Benitez with a 2-run bomb to put the Motors out in front. So here's Mitch Keller for the Detroit Motors. Before game started, 22.1 innings pitched, 3.63 ERA, and Jay Gordon laid it off for the Boston Whalers. And the first pitch. A nice sweep right down Broadway for strike one. 5 home runs in the preseason for Horton so far. So Boston. I feel like both these teams are going to be really exciting teams. And pretty well I hit out toward, so I failed. This one going back. Here it goes. Goodbye. Home run. Play the breast bonanza. Jay Horton and the Boston Whalers are on the board. So the Whalers with counteract the 2-run homer from Roman Benitez with a solo blast of their own here in the first. And they're right within one. The four-seam fastball to Lars Newbar, he'll take it for strike one on the upper inside corner. So it's a 1-run game just like that. So Boston, I want to see, because now we're getting to the point in preseason where it's starting to, you've got to be ready. You've got to be ready for that opening day. It's just slowly creeping towards you. Not necessarily going to have your opening lineup ready today, but it just slowly creeps. And then all of a sudden, you know, it's your final preseason game. Kind of how this works. The 0-2. Four-seamer up high, and it's 1-2. So Mitch Keller here. But nobody out. 1-run game, the ground to the first, run to the bag. It's in time for out number 1. So here's the big man, Bobby Witt Jr. Nope. So Manny Machado after him. So here's the shortstop, Bobby Witt Jr. So Rose Arena's sitting out today. I'm not that surprised. You can only give those guys so much time because you've got to go. It's going to give a lot of people a chance. Runner to short. Through to the bag. Safe. An impressive run to first by Bobby Witt Jr. Just look at that speed. Absolutely sprinted. 18.9 miles an hour in 4.1 seconds. So here's Manny Machado. Popped up. In foul territory. Here's out number 2. 2 down here in the first. 1-run game. And the Motors lead 2-1. Here's Masataka Yoshida for the Boston Whalers. Actually, I've been in Cambridge. I've been to Harvard. I took a whole tour. Did get a glimpse of MIT as well. One thing I didn't really realize. I didn't realize how big Harvard is. Throw to second. Safe. Bobby Witt Jr. made it. The incredible speed by Bobby Witt Jr. here in this first inning. Just look at him go. Absolutely flying. And the 0-1 to Yoshida. The pitch. Swing the line foul. Off the wall down in the right field line foul. I mean, I think the jerseys for both these teams are really nice. I think they came out well. Just say that. Into the foul ball under right. Bounced off that green thing, the tarp, into the stands. Totally looking to get out of this for the Motors. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Side retired. Jay Corton with a solo blast to get the Whalers within one. So here's Luis Robert Jr. to lead it off for the Motors. 301 batting average. The pitch. Pretty well hit, foul into the concession stand, bounced off a railing. Whoa. And the boing of the... I'm just gonna have a bit of fun here. It's preseason, we have fun before. I mean, you can always have fun in baseball just because of nature, just the slowness of it. Sweat running down his cheeks, down his nose too. I mean, if that's like that for the umpire, it's gonna be like, yeah, there's a base hit. Luis Robert Jr. with a leadoff single here in the second, and the Motors are aboard. So, fastball right at the knees. It was Luis. He knew that he knew the pitch was going to come at the bottom of the zone. He was ready for it. He was able to predict it and then did a fantastic job on the pitch. So Cliff Combs for the Motors with one on. So what I was saying is, the umpire, if he's sweating a lot, I can't imagine what it's like to be a catcher. It's hot, sweaty, plus your knees hurt. Circle change up and it's fouled off 0-2. They play probably like 1 to 150 games a season, 1 to 150, like 100. Playing in toast as a catcher, I don't think is that even possible? I mean, like logistically. I mean, because anything that doesn't break physics is theoretically possible, but is it logistically possible? Swing and a miss and a sinker. Throw number 1. Here's Jared Kelnick. I'll just say that. 208 batting average. So, no, first. They'll stay on first. So I thought not a lot of steals here early on in this ball game. Not a lot of steals here. Even though there's been multiple opportunities for Ohtani, and now Luis Robert Jr. take one. Runner, there's one. Double play. Side return. We head to the bottom of the second. So double play to end the inning here. We get into the bottom of the second for the Boston Whalers. Just out of the game, here's David MacArthur. Love the camera too. He did a really good start to the preseason with 4 home runs and 9 RBIs, sitting with a .314 batting average and a .978 OPS. Solid start for him. He'll take his first pitch. That's the ball. A high sweeper upstairs for ball 1. Timing his swing here. So I'm really interested to see where both these teams place in their divisions and in the conference and league as a whole. I would think this would be a fun, like if these two teams made the final, it would be a fun series. It would be a fun series. That'd be cool. Last one. It's like one thing I see is they have very similar colors, but also very different looks. Whereas they have a very, I mean, both these teams have a very classic look. That's 4. Take your base. So ball 4. And MacArthur walks. Here's Kenji Yamaguchi. Go back to first. Called safe. Bottom of the second. 1 out, nobody out. We're trailing by 1. Slurvek just curved a little too low. Curves, it's always something you gotta work on. You're gonna work on. How do I get my curve not to go too far down? How do I not be too? How do I get to be more predictable? Forcing fastball right at the knees for strike 1. 3 stolen bases in this preseason for Yamaguchi. Custom Japanese, right out of Japan. And the 1-1. Grounder. Oh, it's gonna not get past him. He's safe at second. And the base hit for Yamaguchi. So, what that qualifies an error. Could not handle it. Allowing the runner to get to second. And Yamaguchi easily gets to first. 2-1, nobody out here. Here's Juan Yepes. Takes the four-seam fastball for strike one. Another Scott, obviously a callback to the Hartford Whalers, and before them. The reason they chose the name Whalers because their long ago predecessor that was a hockey team, the New England Whalers. Since New England, I would have gone with New England branding, but that's not in the game, so I went the next best thing. 0-2. Slurve, yeah, it curves low. Second time I've noticed that on a slurve. His pitch, he needs to throw a slurve pitch a bit higher. Fastball way outside, 2-2. His slurve pitch needs a bit more refined and a little more accurate on it. So the count is forward and Jose Series on deck for the Whalers. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. This would load the bases if it's ball 4. It's a foul ball. Down the line. Keeps that bat going. Another 3-2. Swinging away a base hit. Run should score. Here is the throw. Way late. We're tied at 2. So David MacArthur with the game-tying run. Scored by Juan Yepes' base hit. An RBI single for Juan Yepes. And the Boston Whalers have tied it. So right now it's anybody's game, but the Whalers are in really good shape right now. There is nobody out, 2 on, and they've already scored a run in this inning. How much do they have more in the tank? We'll see. So here's the 0-1. Forcing fastball, 0-2. 5 doubles for Siri. Tampa Bay Ray, which, you know, it's gonna be interesting to see what the Rays have with that whole situation. I want to know the Tampa Bay Rays. Well, I have something to say about it. It just. Oh, high fly ball, but it's going to be foul. Down the left field line. Well hit, though. 103 off the bat. That Tampa Bay Rays, if they don't get their stuff together. Sweeper, and he strikes out swinging. 2 down. That was a fancy sweeper. Look at the extra. Almost like. That's a really good spin rate. A good spin on that pitch, and then the break. And then the fact that he swung on it. Cherry on top. A really nice pitch. So Jake Horton, as the order restarts, and to that raise, the whole thing with that is to take a sweep of strike one. They need to figure out what something in Tampa. They need to and they need to do it soon. Because the more you wait, the more the city called Orlando will be calling, and then eventually you're going to. Then if they can't figure out Orlando might have to be their only option if they want to stay in Florida. That might be their only. So further, the Rays manager, whatever his name is, because I forget off the top of my head. Swing and a miss, 2-2 to Jake Horton. I don't even know. Yeah, he said he'll keep the team in Florida. He never specifically said Tampa. Swing and a miss. Horton strikes out swing, and there's 2 outs here in the third. Third strikeout for Mitch Keller. Lars Newbar. So Lars Newbar coming into the plate for the Boston Whalers. 2 down here in the inning. He'll take a 4-seam fastball for ball 1 inside. Looking for the St. Louis Cardinals. He has just a really unique last name. Newbar. I don't think you're hearing that last name anywhere else. Swing the way, grounded to short. 30 seconds, side retired. We head to the 3rd inning. Juan Yepes with an RBI single to tie the game at 2. Top of the 3rd inning here is Xavier Edwards. Game tied 2 to start the 3rd inning. Oh, he's gonna bunt. Is he gonna get there in time? Foul ball. Strike 1. And then with bunts. Bunting again. The throw. Got him. So his plan did not succeed. The thing with bunts is if you don't, once you get fouling off a 3rd time, you don't get that 3rd chance. Once you foul off 2 times, and if you foul it off again, it's a strikeout. Cause yeah, it's not like a regular swing that if you keep fouling it off, you can do as many times as you want. As long as it's in foul territory and nobody catches it. It has to drop down for in foul territory or go into the crowd / hit the netting. So for change up, and it's 1-2 to Benitez. 1 for 1 today with the home run for the Detroit Motors. And the 1-2 pitch. 4-seam fastball, and it's 1-2. A ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. He strikes out swinging for out number 2. First strikeout for Matthew Boyd. They were in the 3rd inning. He is looking fantastic on the mound. Outside of the 2-run blast he gave up in the 1st, he has looked absolutely fantastic. Dominant on the mound so far. Is here Shohei, who singled his first at-bat, the Motors DH. Also a pitcher, but not currently pitching. Which, I don't get the return to pitching. I was like, at first, I actually switched my opinion on Shohei Ohtani pitching. At first, I was like, yeah, I was like, please pitch again, I really want to see him, but now I'm like, yeah, well, watch when his career's all screwed up because of the 2nd or 3rd Tommy John surgery. I believe he's already had one of them. Swing and a miss. He strikes out swinging. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. So Bobby Witt Jr. leading off for the Boston Whalers. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Game tied at 2. Swinging for strike 1. Okay. Pretty well hit. Out towards left center field. This one going back. There it goes. Nice catch. Right on the warning track. Good job to run that baby down. This Manny Machado. The Boston Whalers here. They do have an absolutely loaded lineup. Out toward left field. They're on it. And there it goes. Goodbye! Home run! Manny Machado! The Boston Whalers have the lead back. It's 3-2. So with this, I thought that was gonna turn foul. I genuinely did. And then when it stayed fair, I was surprised. So here's Masataka Yoshida once again. He struck out his first time. So the Whalers in front. 3-2. In the third. I mean, is this really that surprising considering their hitting lineup is absolutely stacked? Swinging a broken bat. Oh, he might actually get, oh, he's gonna get there. Single. An error for Detroit. I think that's an error. I get he broke his bat, but he mishandled the ball. So going to be a liner foul down the left field line, right to the Whalers ball boy. David MacArthur at the plate. 4 wins and 9 RBIs. Oh, a nasty sweeper, 0-2. Another one for Mitch Keller. There's some fastball, not foul. So, here's pitch number 50 from Mitch Keller for the Motors. Swinging the way around. There's one. There's two. Side retired. We head to the fourth. Manny shot up with a solo blast to get the Whalers a 3-2 lead. Here's Wilson Contreras as we head to the fourth. Well, I think so. Boston, just based on the lineup and the fact that they're not even starting anybody, as is, they look pretty good. There's some really good hitters. This one, out story right center field. This one, go back, and the catch for out number one. So Salvador Perez to the plate, the Detroit catcher. I mean, I want to see something from him. The liner to first, run at the back in time for round number 2. I love those Detroit uniforms. They are snazzy. Chase Randolph once again, 279 batting average. He's having a decent start too. There's not a fantastic start by any means. He's not. You know Otani, who is playing in this game. No 300 batting average, 279 so far. It's 1-1 to Randall, but he's had a good start. Pitch. Nice four-seamer on the inside edge, 1-2. Matthew Boyd as well. We'll talk about him. He has looked dominant, as far as I could tell. He did give, other than the solo home run, he's looked really good. Like, kind of like ridiculously good. The 2-2. Okay. And the count is full, 3-2. So Luis Robert Jr. on deck, just in case he throws the ball 4. Otherwise, he'll lead off the 5th. Swing and a miss. He strikes out swinging. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Whalers still in front, 3-2 on 6 hits. 4 hits for the Motors. So for the Boston Whalers, There's Kenji Maguchi to lead off the fifth. The bottom of the fourth, sorry. Boston here, just... I mean, yeah, again, their hitting lineup is absolutely stacked. Flarman at strike one there. Before, yeah. They're out of Japan, as I said earlier. The line of ball foul down the left field line. 0-2. I think it would be fun to be the ball boy. One thing in single, I think the San Francisco Giants are doing this, where they have like some seniors out there working ball boy. High pop up. Actually, two ball boys in the right field. I just noticed that down the right field line. Just there's two instead of one. Maybe that's true for the left field line as well. That one cranked a perfect hit for Yamaguchi. And he's aboard to lead off the fourth. Here's Juan Yepez for Boston. There's a cutter up on the upper inside corner for strike one. And go on.
One ball, one strike.
1-1 count. And the pitch to Yepez right down Broadway. 1-2. Nice forcing fastball for 94 miles an hour. I don't think the thing with fastballs, the majority of the fastball, what makes it goes on speed. Nice sweep, but a strikeout, Yepez. 4 strikeout for Mitch Keller today, and there's 1 out. There's Jose Siri. Extending their lead ain't gonna hurt them. It is just preseason, but I mean,
1-1.
Sorry about the yawn. A ball to strike the count. 1. Swing and a miss and a sinker at the knees. It's 1-2. As he tries to throw back to first, he's called safe. One thing about MLB The Show that I wish they had, I get why they don't, just because the format that's used to operate the game. So the pop up in the center field, that's will be out number 2. And the throw to second to keep the runner on first. But again, there's Luis Robert Jr. in the outfield. Here's Jake Horton, Norway, with 2 outs. That sounds more like AC/DC, but I know it's not them, but it sounds similar. That's went pretty well. Out toward left field. Back it goes. His second home run. Goodbye. Home run. The Whalers extend the lead. 5-2. Jake Horton with 2 home runs in the ball game today. And they have a 3-run lead. I'm pretty sure he knew exactly where that ball was coming. And he struck at it at the opportune time. Here's Lars Nootbaar. Bottom of the 4th inning. So, ball 1 to Lars Nootbaar. He'll take a forcing fastball. So a couple warming up for the Motors in the Detroit bullpen. In the 4th inning here with 2 outs. And the pitch to Mitch Keller. The pitch from Keller. One into the second deck foul. And the second deck in this stadium, it's not that much higher than the lower deck. We a tapper to first, run to the back to retire the side. So we enter the fifth. Jake Horton with a 2-run blast. Extend the Whalers' lead to a 3-run ball game. Luis Robert Jr. to lead off for the Motors. Takes the circle changeup in the upper half of the zone for strike one. He's 1-3 in his last game for Detroit. And the pitch. Pretty well hit, but it's going to loop foul towards the concourse. Actually, probably behind it. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strikes out. So Luis Robert Jr. strikes out swing. That's now 8 strikeouts for Matthew Boyd. Here's Cliff Combs. Cal force him off. It's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Pitch. Forcing fastball right at the belt. 0-2. Cliff Combs 0 for 1 today. Not a great start to the ball game. Just 13 balls on 61 pitches for Boyd. Remember, he's at 8 strikeouts. Forcing fastball in the upper inside corner at 1-2. Another one to Combs. Ball 2. I'm thinking about his fastballs. I'm noticing sometimes he's struggling to get him in the right spot. And struggles to get him where he wants him, so that it ends up being like an awkward pitch. Or it ends up being a hit. When he could have got when he needed a strike. Swing and a miss. He strikes out swinging and that's 9 Ks for Matthew Boyd. Will it get 10? Will he strike out Jared Kelnick? We'll see.
No, that's a
Forcing fastball thrown upstairs. Yeah, his fastball is just 10. It seemed to be unpredictable exactly where they're gonna go. Swinging to be a grounder to second. Easy throw to first. And gets the out. For out number 3, we head to the 5th. To the bottom of the 5th. Checking them out for the mound, a reliever, Connor Cook. Video games played in, 70.1 innings pitched, 167 against righties, 125 against lefties, 29% strikeout rate, with a 1.75 ERA. Here's Bobby Witt Jr. Overturning the ball again today. And a stolen base. Keep that in mind. Swinging will be lined, a base hit for his first pitch of the at-bat. A leadoff single for Bobby Witt Jr. I tell you, this group is stacked. And Machado, Bobby Witt Jr., Randy Arozarena, Jose Siri. Those are all decent names. And I'm probably still missing a couple. Probably still am. And a slider from right on the lower inside corner for strike 1. Oh, bad four-seamer upstairs. Swinging away, grounder. There's one. There's two. Two down. Motors seeming to struggle with defense in this ball game this evening. They're able to pull out a double play here. I mean, that was a pretty easy double play, but the standard, a lot of double plays aren't that close. Pretty close. No, aren't that close to the bag usually. There's a pop up. Route number 3 to retire the side. We head to the 6th. The Whalers, unable to extend their lead, it remains 5-2 for the Boston Whalers. So Xavier Edwards going to lead off, and Joey Bird coming in for the Boston Whalers. First played in, 2-2 record, 4 innings pitched, 2.75 ERA, 29, second right, 294 against righties, 143 against lefties. So his first batter he's facing Xavier Edwards. Number 2 in the ball game today. First in fastball upstairs. Yoho and Estevez warming up in the bullpen for Boston. So, see what Joey Bird can bring to the table today for Boston. I would think he'd be like a really good. He'd be like that. What's that one Astros pitcher? I forget the name of.
1-2.
It's 1-2 to Xavier Edwards. Swing up the middle, and that's gonna be a base hit. So, Whaler shortstop unable to get to it. And Xavier Edwards aboard for Boston, for Detroit. Here's Ramon Benitez. One on, nobody out. A nice slider on the upper outside corner. For strike one. 328 batting average last year. I know. 328 batting average this preseason, sorry. I fell off a slider. First, he has the most runs on the Detroit Motors with 14 scored in this preseason. So he is their top producer.
Ball.
He is,
1 ball.
so yeah, this team seems to be led by Ohtani and Benitez as far as offense goes. Pretty well hit. Out towards left field, but it's going to loop behind the concession stand. Make the count 1-2. Did hit the first home run earlier. The only 2 runs for Detroit. They've been. Yeah, I can't tell if they've been hitless because it didn't say when they got. It just says how many hits they got. But they haven't hit a single run since the 2-run blast. As Benitez taps one foul, so. Maybe Ohtani will give them something. Well, it is Shohei Ohtani, so. I think every series you're going to get something out of Ohtani. Now 3-2, the DH, Ohtani is next. Going loop foul towards the snack shack. Count is full to Benitez here. Bird, he's struggling to get that that third strike. It's fouled off again. This pitch is it seems like it's getting hard because it's one of those tough outs where it seems like no matter where you throw it inside the zone. See, watch it again towards the snack shack. It's fouled off almost no matter what you either fouled off or hit for. He's trying to avoid trying to get the strikeout. It seems to be quite tough. Another foul ball. This is going to be a long at bat here. Maybe ball 4 might happen. Swing and a miss. He beat Benitez for his first strikeout. That was a nasty fastball, especially on the curve there to get remote Benitez out. I believe that was his first strikeout. I might be wrong on that. Top of the 6th inning here with 1 on, 1 out. Pretty well hit by Ohtani. There it goes. Out toward right center. And the catch is made. 2 down. Ohtani kept to a single in the ballgame today. I was almost a homer, but on a warning track though. The 2 down, here's Wilson Contreras. Ohtani having a rough game. Contreras 0 for 2 today. Maybe he'll get ahead. Burns been decent.
1 ball, no strike.
Just allowing the 1 single one. 52 home runs in his entire career in 10 seasons in the MLB. A lot of it was with the Brewers. Where they're going. They throw to second. Not in time, he made it. So, sprint towards second. That'd be a good movie title. The sprint towards second. I'd watch it. That's a guy who doesn't watch it, like, who hasn't even watched the Longest Yard. So, maybe I wouldn't watch it. So, Salvador Perez is up next, or he'll lead off the 7th. First seam fastball in the upper half of the zone, 3-1. Maybe Bird can get out of this inning before giving anything up. Keeping this no-hitter after the first inning going. Because besides the first inning, I don't know if it's been a no-hitter, but it's been a shutout. And not including the first inning, it's been a shutout. They've shut the Motors out for 5 innings straight. 12 for a walk, and there's 2 on. So Salvador Perez here to the Motors. And then the Perez is there. He needs to use his body weight to I mean, he needs to use his body weight to do the good old Panda. Do what the Panda did. The guy in the Giants that I forget his name. That was similar build. Less fat.
1 and 2.
Curveball, it's 1 and 2 to Perez. And the 1-2. Strike 3 looking. And then retires the side. We head to the bottom of the 6th. So Jordan Montgomery taking them out for the Detroit Motors. 40 games started, 30.1 innings pitched, 405 BR rate, 8.9% strikeout rate, 3-2 against righties, 187 against lefties. No record to speak of in 6 holds. So we're going to see how he does. He'll face David MacArthur to start off. For 1 today is MacArthur. Here soon he'll start doing pinch hitters, runners, and everything else.
No ball, 1 strike.
2 stolen bases this preseason with the Boston Whalers. I really feel like these 2 teams will do something in this NBL season. Nice! 12 o'clock curve, and it's 0-2. In the pitching, like the mindset is, it's always about more strikeouts, faster pitches, better spin rate. Swing and a miss, he struck out, swinging. Strikeout number 1 for Jordan Montgomery. So here's Kenji Yamaguchi. 2 singles and a run today. Had a good day today. He's had a good preseason, 349 batting average. Really solid. Obviously, the small amount of games is what allows that number to be as high as it is. And run to the bag. Yamaguchi retire, and there's 2 down. Juan Yepes coming to play for the Boston Whalers. 2 out and nobody on. Seems like offense is dried up for the most part in this game. The pitch. That 12 o'clock forever. It'd be ironic if I said it, or I just said that, and then at this bad he hits any sort of big hit. If that's a home run, a double, or a triple. That would be ironic. No strikes to Yepes. The pitch. Sinker, it's 2-1. So the Whalers.
3 balls,
Well, one of these guys definitely will make it because you can't have this team and not have Randy Arozarena not on it. That would be just foolish. Because, yeah, the NBL is very slightly more competitive than Major League Baseball. Counts 3-2. Full count to Yepes. Looking to keep the inning going for Boston. And the pitch. Swing this one pretty well hit. Out towards left field. This one going back. Makes the catch. Right at the wall. And the side is retired. We head to the 7th. So, Colin Horderman taking them out for the Whalers. A 6 ERA, 50% strikeout rate, so you're gonna give him a shot. But, you know, here come the pinch hitters. Here's Kyle McCann, pinch hitting the Motors. Still doing some of this, but I imagine very soon there's gonna really get together what they want their starting lineup to be. Sinker. Outside the zone there. So, Kyle McCann. In the pitch, center field out deep, and the catch that'll be out number 1. So the Motors, their offense is run dry. Oh, that's a bad shot. Luis Robert Jr. a single. He's 1 for 2 today for the Detroit Motors. It's named after like a motor of a car. That's what they're named after. And there's some Red Wings influence there. Although it might be hard to notice at first.
Nope, that's off the plate.
Right high, and that one's out the plate. 2 balls, no strikes.
Nope,
Bad sweeper. Flip booms on deck. Not a single strike to Luis Robert Jr. Swing and a miss on a cutter.
3-1.
That was inside. 3-1. I can't tell if it's a strike or not. It could have. I'd say it wasn't. 3-2. The count is for Luis Robert Jr. So, you might walk him here. And a pitch. I'll foul it off down the left field line. Off the railing. He's a White Sox in Major League Baseball. Swinging a miss on a wild pitch, and they're going to run him down for out number 2. So Holderman having a good outing here in this game. So now he's going to face Cliff Combs. 0-2 today. Has had a rough preseason. Might not make, maybe makes the starting lineup. We don't know. Don't know what the starting lineup's gonna be. The sweeper at Stat Fallon is 0-2. Now we'll get to the latter half of this inning. It's really focused on go play your best game, The most wins are grounded to short. Throw to first, and that retires the side. So we head to the bottom of the 7th. Weather's up by 3. Second the mound for the Detroit Motors is Lou Trevino. Rookie James started 0-2 record, 2 holds. I mean, he pitched 1.59 ERA, 20.399. Strikeout rate. So third base is Brady McConnell. Will take third. And Jose's here taking the play once again. He's 0 for 2. He's his third time today. So the Boston Whalers. It's gonna be fun to see where, especially where Boston will play. How they'll do in the regular season. We hear brass bonanza. I would love to hear brass bonanza round 1. Game, wild card series, and get some like, ridiculous walk-off win. They're going to round 2.
Yes.
Whoa.
2-1.
Oh, they won the wild card. And the 2-1. Round to second. How about a first? That's our number 1. So Randy Rosarina coming in to pitch hit. I'm not surprised that he's gonna get at least 1 at bat today, maybe 2. Deciding I'll take strike 1. One thing with this is baseball, if you, yeah, I get why bench players exist, but it sucks being a bench player. Swing and a miss.
0-2.
The ball's 2 strikes. Five-2 Whalers, bottom of the 7th, an 0-2 count. Could talk more about Boston.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, when I went to Cambridge, I just didn't expect to call Harvard just, it like takes over like half of Cambridge. I get it, it's a massive college, but geez. Pop up in the left, not deep. There's out number 2. As Arena retired. So Thairo Estrada pinch hitting for the Whalers.
That's a ball.
So, a low sinker, that one's below the knees. Ball 1. So Trevino here. Had a pretty good start.
That's a ball. 2 balls.
Did a pretty good outing for the Motors here. He could be a top reliever. Maybe it's just food for thought. We'll see it.
Yep.
Estrada hit by the pitch. He'll take first. So coming in to pitch hit for Boston is MJ Melendez. So the Whalers.
Nope. Ball 1.
One thing about this game, they had a really fun start, and then it just kind of, meh. That happens again, or there's a really long section without a single run, or single exciting play.
Help.
Any sort of like any offense. That's usually when there's the cool strikeouts, though. The 1-1. So going to be a liner off the railing once again. And so there's been a lot of balls off the railing today. There's one that bounced off the railing really early on. There's been multiple balls that have hit the on-field railing that creates the barrier between the lower deck and the field. 2-2. Swing in the center field. Can't get it. And there's 2 on for the Whalers. Absolutely perfect hit too for Melendez. Ryan Bracco coming in to pitch it for the Whalers. Not really much. He does have a home run in this preseason. We'll see how he does. There are runners on the corner, so base hit would extend the lead. There's ball 1. Trevino, he struggling to get that third out.
Nope. Ball 2.
Which can happen. It's what you call the yips. For some odd reason, just something. There's like something you can't do right in your game. Maybe you know why, maybe you don't. It's not like
2 balls. 1 strike.
it's not necessarily obvious, although it can be after a bit of time passes. Like that one catcher in the 90s. After a bad collision in a game, I can't remember what team it was against. I can't remember his name either. But after a bad catch, it's created mental block in his brain, or he could do a fancy swing and a miss, and decided to retire. And I'll get to my story when we head to the 8th. Top of the 8th, Craig Yellow taking the mound for the Boston Whalers. 11 games played, 3 holds, 11 innings pitched, and just 182 ERA, so we'll see how that plays out. Chris Myers taking first base. Taking third base is that guy. I'm not saying that name. I'm not going to butcher that name. There's Adrian Pinto. He'll take shortstop. And right field is Gary Lipscomb. Lipscomb. Jared Kelenic. Basically, the entire Whalers offensive. Basically, the entire Whalers lineup has been replaced.
Ball 1.
There's ball 1. Craig Yoho's still around. He's pitching her. So Perkins and Estevez still warming up in the Whaler bullpen. Whalers with a 5-2 lead here in the 8th. They're trying to hold on to it. Want the victory, because I mean, spring training where some crazy games can happen. Regular season it has a share of its crazy games, just a little bit less. There's a pop up in the shallow left field. That's it. And number 1.
The batter, the shortstop, Xavier. Now coming in to pitch hit, Michael.
So coming in the pitches. Oh my gosh, I made a mistake. It says Detroit. Yeah, I'm not fixing that, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. A big spelling mistake on the Motors uniforms. There's no R. I misspelled it. It took me that long to realize.
Ball 1.
I did not see that when I was making it. Just gonna have to deal with it.
2 balls. 1 strike.
And it's 2-1 the count. Just gonna have to deal with it. Forcing fastball and 2-2 taps foul. I'm not changing the jerseys. I'm not going through the whole process again, so you're gonna have to deal with it. Popped foul, 2-2. But otherwise, they are, besides the spelling error, they are snazzy. It'll be a tap foul on a slider. Trying to get out Michael Massey here. The Boston Whalers just maybe Yeah, there's 2 outs, so I think right. All the Whalers pitchers have looked really good today,
7-10.
especially their starter. He had a great day. Jammer Candelaria taking the play for the Motors. I am very sorry that Detroit is spelled wrong. I am very sorry about that. No balls, 1 strike. It's not like hideously bad, so but it's something.
1 ball, 1 strike.
1-1 the count. 5-2 Whalers lead. Popped in the left. There's number 2. Okay. Swing and a miss. We get to the bottom of the 8th. The Whalers and the Motors. 5-2 Boston.
Now pitching. Melvin.
Pitching the Motors is Calvin Stafford. On record, 4.24 ERA, 22.6% strikeout rate.
Second base.
There's Chris Taylor taking second for the Motors.
Chris Taylor. Now at shortstop.
And Sterling Cabot taking shortstop for Detroit. Maybe I do. Anaheim take a third. Maybe I do fix it. I don't know. Maybe I will. I'm thinking about it now. And fix it short, and then I'll reset it up. Go to exactly where we are. The players will be moved again. Go through all. Maybe this one's gonna be line foul. 0-2. And the 0-2. Swung and a miss and a 4-seamer. And that's out number 1 for Stafford.
Pitch hitting.
Move on to the pitch hitting for the Whalers. Five 2 Boston lead. Will be line foul. A bit of bounce in there. So yeah, Boston. One short share, kind of random, but while I was in Boston, we're walking down. I think we're on the Freedom Trail, and then you follow it. We had some fruit with us. There's a swing and a miss,
No ball,
and
2
a
strike.
palm ball. That's a rare pitch. It's an 0-2 count to Stafford. First and fastball tap out. So, we had a bunch of fruit. We were walking around. It was me and my mom. And then there is this big not a pothole, but something like maybe like some sewer thing. And it was a super big like indent in the ground. It wasn't like one of those where the elevation just slowly goes, you know. Strike 3 to Soto. Le'Veon Soto strikes out swinging. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Benji Yamaguchi coming to the plate for the Boston Whalers. 2 for 3 today. He's almost definitely going to be on that starting lineup because his preseason has been absolutely fantastic. So
1 ball, no strike.
yeah, this like sewer, I think it was a second sewer entrance. It was straight. My mom was not looking. She had fruit in her hand. She fell right into it. Fruit goes flying everywhere. Oh yeah, it's just a ride to help her get up. She's fine though, but that was just something. It was awful. And yeah. And then that was basically our sign to go home. And go to our hotel room because we were leaving the next day. We did that. Then we left. My boss was fine. There's a base hit. That one's all the way to the wall. Should be a double. For second. There's the throw. He'll stay on second. A double for Kenji Yamaguchi. I just one. Again, as a case of the ball just being hit into the right spot at the right time. A very thorough swing by Yamaguchi, allowing him to get that double. Here is Juan Yepes. 2 down. And try and keep the inning going for Boston. You know, Stafford's trying to get this baby over with. What else, guys? There's a story from Boston that happened. What would be good to tell?
Ball 2.
So, just thinking for a moment on Boston trip. I did see Fenway Park for the Red Sox.
Ball 3.
That's fun.
3-0.
Both are in the tour guide. And then, he was originally, he's like an old geezer. He was originally a Yankees fan. Which that just made me feel like I'm not wrong because I'm a Yankee. I like the Yankees. Pretty well hit. That one going out towards center field. It's back. Track. Oh, makes the catch at the wall. Side retired. Nice catch by Luis Robert Jr. We head to the 9th. Willer's going to try and close it out. So Glenn Perkins taking the mound to close this one out for the Boston Whalers. Austin Hedges catching for Boston. Omar De Los Santos taking left field. Getting him in to be a pitch hitter for the Motors. I might fix their uniforms. We're going to do this process all over again. I'll fix it after and then decide if I want to re-implement them. Curveball for strike one. But these three are so good. The fact it says Detroit. It says Detroit. It infuriates me. Now I'm gonna go check like every uniform. Make sure there's no flaws. Pop up into left field. Left fielder on it. There's out number 1. So the Motors down their final 2 outs. As Danny Mendick's retired. Hitting for the Motors here is Manuel Margot. 1 home run, 1 RBI, 929 OPS, and a 200 batting average. Can they keep the Motors' hopes alive? We'll see. Takes the cutter for strike 1. One ball, no strikes. 5-2 Boston. I'm pretty well hit. There it goes. Out toward right center into the bullpen. Goodbye. Home run. And Detroit's within 2. Manuel Amargo is second home run of the preseason. It's a 2-run ball game. A way to keep Detroit in this one. Yeah, it's the perfect hit. You could tell it was a perfect hit based off the sound off the bat. Perfect hit, perfectly placed, perfect timing. And Detroit's within 2 runs. They still got another 2 outs before the ball game's over. Taps the 4-seamer foul. Bergen's trying to close it out. The 0-1.
1-1.
Little bad 4-seamer. It's high. A ball and 1 strike. Two-run ball game. The Motors, not just offense in the very beginning, in the very end of this ball game, even if they lose. Fair ball 1 and 2. Oh, there is out number 2 on a wild pitch strikeout. And the Motors are down to their final out.
The third baseman, number 8, Grady McConnell.
Brady McConnell, last hope for the Detroit Motors. Down to second. 1 out to first. Ball game. And the Whalers win. So the Boston Whalers, a combined effort, they get a 5-3 win over the Detroit Motors. And I'm Thomas, your host. The final score, 5-3 Boston, 11 hits for the Whalers, 6 for the Motors. Matthew Boyd the win, Mitch Keller the loss, Glenn Perkins the save. I'm Thomas, your host. Goodbye and good night. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.